Then you gotta have music.
Ready? Go. Greetings, how you doing today? I am here at the Evanston Library where most of the things happen with two officers, one in Southside, one in Evanston. I met you, Jan Sikorski, right here in Evanston at the Music Art
Institute of Chicago.
Right on Chicago, and what's that street?
Grove.
Grove. I was introduced to you by FBI agent. His name was Clinton. We talked about this before, but since we talked about that, I've been in the hospital. I don't know if it's a repercussion because of this, when I would have said in the past, or what I am about to say. But the truth is the light. The housing places that I've been into, all of them have used maintenance and managers and overseers of those managers and maintenance men to destroy my truth. There's a lot of killing that has been happening through quality of air being forced into their apartments. I've met 5 people that are no longer with the living by this method, and I've met many here in Evanston who in 2006 when I met you are no longer with the living. But the Anglo-Saxons are still here. There's a problem with that. Now, I have no problems with the migrants at all because they're part of us. But the forcing the people that have been here for centuries, millions of years, before anything happened, are being forced out, and their resources are being taken. Clinton had problems in the FBI because of an incident that happened in his home. So he, how can I say it? He was traumatized. I met him here in Evanston, and his brother who told me to see one of the police officers who, by the way, was working right down at the Evanston Police Court on Englewood. But I didn't know that most of the people that I was talking about was affiliated with him, including the Nation of Islam, including some of the organizations of the streets clubs that they run, which goes from Cicero all the way back to the lake. I like my people, I like all people, but this is the thing. We have a lot of people that are being killed for organ theft, harvesting. I'm right now in Rogers Park where I started from. I had a storage here in 2006 where my property was invaded, the chicken wire was open, and I called the police, and the overseer of that life storage property on Paulina, they called the police over to the side, and he was bribed. Bribery is a big thing, especially in a lot of these apartments that we have been renting through Southside. We name them: Chatham, Austin, Little Village, Park Manor, and a lot more. Let's put it that way. South Shore, especially South Shore, and
How they doing in Hyde Park?
Bronzeville, Hyde Park, the whole 9 yards. There's a reason for that, and it's called genocide. But they dress the name up, and they say it is a regentrification, which is not true. It is genocide. A lot of our people are being removed because of their body parts and harvesting for other people who don't look like us to live. Now I'm back in Rogers Park, and I've noticed a lot of things. You may know that in South Shore, my apartment went into abatement after certain inspectors were bribed. I called for a re-inspection. They came back out and they filled the apartment, and then it went into abatement. But the owner, which is I'm based out in New York, and here in Chicago, refused to fix up the apartments. What they were doing was sending unquality air into my apartment, trying to kill me. This has happened 4 times, and I just left the hospital on the 18th. The hospitals are not telling the public what the genocide consists of. And Hitler did the same thing to the Jews back in the World War II, who were the real Jews. By the way, I'm a Moor Jew. We are the ones who have been targeted, not the Jewish, or none of the other Albions that I've witnessed. This young man here is going to speak on the chemtrails. Take it away.
Well, you know, I got many conspiracy theories because I am a conspiracy theorizer. You know, I use that term just so I can find those people who like to call people that name. So that's how I got into chemtrails. And so first I used to just look at the planes and see the planes fly around every time. The reason why I started looking at the planes because I was into the 5G conspiracy. So every time I'm looking at those towers with all those antennas up there, and so there go another chemtrail plane. So I say, you know, there go another conspiracy theory I can look into. So that was in 2018, okay? So in 2019, close to 2020, before COVID hit, the President Trump was up in there. They was doing everything to him, and you know. So basically, what I did was there's a guy named Q, and so Q said, work on your archival skills. And so I went and got me a bunch of SD cards and went to my former university where I graduated from, Chicago State, and I downloaded like three SD cards full of different chemtrail conspiracy theories, chemtrail, 5G, Kennedy, whatever. So I was looking into something called the bio-nano robots, okay? And so it looks just like the virus that they had on TV. But you know, I had learned how they fabricate the bio-nano robots, how they use a circle going this way and a circle going that way, and you got a core in the middle, and then you got different things sticking out, and then how it has the ability to form a protective cover, make it look like one of those viruses, you know, with the things sticking out and all that. So once the COVID, I call it convid, came out in 1920, I said, let me see what this virus looks like. And so I went on the internet, and there goes the chemtrail, the virus looking like a fabricated bio-nano robot, okay? So I'm on the south side of Chicago in the CHA subsidized slum apartment with a slumlord, and so he kidnapped me, and so I called him, and so I say, I'm gonna use this time. I got a long time to do a whole bunch of research. And so I just started studying everything. What's going on, fast forwarded to now, is that all this dust, they got it in the jet fuels. They have it in the food. These are called, they're nano robots. It's any chemical that you can break down into nano size. And then they have the ability to make, it's called random joint angles. It's part of my research. Random joint angles, and it's like a program how you assemble a robot. A robot can do anything. You can make a robot dance. You can make a robot grab. You can make a robot cut. You can make a robot build. And so what's going on right now is people got all of this dust inside of their bodies that is reacting to the electromagnetic radiation. Okay, it's programmed into them. They have the ability to swarm. They have the ability to self-generate, regenerate themselves, put themselves back together. So once the electromagnetic radiation powers them up, then they start building whatever they're trying to be building. So obviously they're trying to build something. It's called the transhuman. There's ways to remove it, but that's not. They're trying to turn you into a robot and they're dumbing you down. You know, there's a dementia epidemic here in Evanston, and the people don't know nothing about it because they refuse to. All you got to do is say conspiracy theory. Then everybody's brain shut up. Just like if you say racism, everybody's brains shut down. And so they got a whole section in the Evanston Library talking about all these different things about dementia. So you go into the books and you can easily find aluminum. That's all I had to do. I went up in the book, I found aluminum, I found the effects, and I learned, and I understand about how the aluminum is covering up your third eye, what you have here, and it's stopping the neural synapses. That's why you don't have a memory, because your neural synapses is your memory. When they touch, you connecting one point to another. And this is what's wrong with the American people. This is what's definitely wrong with my people. They don't have the ability to connect any dots, and they don't have the will to do it.
Okay, right there.
Okay, great.
Okay, look, I've experienced what he said, and it's very true. I was been targeted by the chemtrails. I have been targeted by unquality of toxin air being thrown into my apartment. The first one was 4222 South Michigan, where 3 top managers was in the basement trying to figure out how to remove some of the tenants from their apartments and then taking their stuff after they didn't come back. So I'm a witness of that there, 4222. The owner is Dave Weiner, and there are 2 Dave Weiners, one here in Cicero, and the other one I've talked to both of them. I've experienced this at the 2413 East 78th Street, which is connected to 7800 South Phillips, where murder is legal in that area, and nothing is being done. I talked to Keith Melmine, who is the commander of the 103rd Llewellyn Police Force. I have done this the same at the Elmwood Station in Evanston. I've done it the same with the 51st in Wentworth, as well as Cicero, Commander Fitzgerald. This was back in 2006. After I spoke to you, I went to Obama's office, Senator Obama at the time, and tried to get some kind of leeway to alleviate this mass murder, which is happening right now. Right now, as I said, I'm at the Rogers Park. It's called the Vivian Apartments, where I've been attacked 4 times with the same thing. What he's saying is right. They will push unwanted toxin air into your apartment where you will not be able to breathe. It's like Superman and kryptonite. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. But go ahead.
It's like they're targeting poor people and people that they know is out on the streets. That's why.
Not only poor people, they even doing it to their own people.
People that I'm just trying to lead up something. People that they like, if they know that you go into the food pantry at a certain time.
Oh, it's just like this,
And then you look up. And you look up in the sky while you're waiting for your food. You see the chemtrail planes coming by. You have to be able to theorize why. Because they're not telling you the truth about these things. They don't tell you the truth about 5G and the long-term health effects. They tell you that they want to spray the sky because they want to block the sun to fight global warming. But they already doing it. But they're going to tell you in through mass media, that this might be our future when it is our present.
Okay, on the finishing touches, at the Rogers Park, I'm in an apartment called the Vivian's Apartment, where maintenance have been coming into my apartment, cutting up my shoes. Matter of fact, let me show you, brand new pair of shoes, right here. Brand new pair of shoes, right here. This was done 2 weeks ago. Look at that. Brand new pair of shoes. Look at this. And they've been messing with my guitars. There was a young lady, top manager from New Jersey, and I'm expecting that 2 top property owners, Anthony Mackey and David Weiner, has used a person who runs the bar downstairs called the Oasis Bar. There's a lot of stuff that I don't agree with, but I know there's a lot of people that have been stricken with the same unquality air that I have. Section 8 has come in and passed the apartment 3 times, but when I called for a re-inspection, they failed it. There's a reason for that. They were bribed, just like it was at 2413 East 78th Street, 2nd floor of my apartment, where Mo was on the wall, and she went and she passed it after taking a bribe in the vestibule while management was begging me to let me do what he wanted to do then. But there was 2 years. A lot of people have died in that area just because of not being thought of. The money that they receive is quadruple the money that they need or deserve, as far as I'm concerned. Same thing is happening here. It followed me to 6807 North Sheridan Road, apartment 726, and I have no shame of saying that. When I first got there, they had me sign numerous papers. When I asked for copies, which was from a Hunter Owens and a Darcy Odin, I asked for copies. They refused to give me the copies. But then I asked again. They said, well, they have them for me when I got back. When I got back to the Caribbean apartments, the doors disappeared. Right after the disappearance of me signing those papers, I've been having problems with overseers of the property, which I do think there are 2 males, which I won't name them right now, but I can write you a dossier and submit it to you, which I will as soon as this video is over, and give you proof of what I've been going through since I met you, Jan Schukowski, in 2000, I want to say 2006, 2007, when I was introduced to you by Clinton. I can't give you his real name, but I also went to the FBI agency, and they gave me the turnaround because drugs were put on me by 023 district. They were doing a high profiling, but they called it gentrification, but it's genocide. No question about that. So on that note, I'm gonna put together another video with me and him. He's gonna practice what he's gonna say. I know it on the top of my head, so it's not snitching, it's telling the truth. And this is what we gotta get back in, telling the truth. This is why this world is so in turmoil right now, because we don't speak up and tell the truth. Peace and love. Short talk.
Right. This is my lawsuit against the Chicago Housing Authority, making me the plaintiff instead of the defendant now. So I'm not running away from court now. It's time to go to court, people. We have to start taking back over our judicial system. We got to take command of our police. We have to take command over our judges, our clerks. Everybody that's a public servant has to be responsible or be held accountable to the people. And you know, they take advantage of you because they think they're superior to you.
But most of the places that Park Manor, Chatham, Bronzeville twice. Let me give you the address: 5300 South Michigan. 2 red tags, but they put another woman's name. I've never lived with a woman in none of my apartments since I re-entered Illinois. Some of the people at the 319 building, Dempster, which is right around the corner. What happened there was madness, but people were being tossed around like puppets. And organ theft is a factor in all of the apartments that I'm mentioning. And let me mention the 319 building, 319 Dempster building, 5300 South Michigan, 4222 South Michigan, 2413 East 78th Street, now 6807 North Sheridan Road. Hunter Owens is from Evanston, so you might know him. And his overseer, which I won't mention at this time, drives a black Mercedes-Benz. Plate number is Adolf Hitler 88541. That's one of the cars that he drives.
It's actually Adolf Hitler.
It's actually what's AD?
AD?
I'm just giving you the serial so you won't make no mistakes. That car has followed me just like another officer, or should I say another police agent that followed me in 2006 with another black Mercedes-Benz, Demetrius Cook. He had another female follow me as well. Her name is Renelle Hightower, Sergeant. She buried many of my complaints, and she also buried 2 robberies. Well, actually 1 robbery, but both robberies was orchestrated by police officers, one in Chicago and one in Evanston. Evanston was the main hitter. He had stepped down in June 2021 for misuse of power.
So who would you say is the most powerful, Evanston
Evanston.
or Chicago?
Evanston. No question. Evanston. No question.
So you're saying that Evanston is leading Chicago?
Evanston needs everything from Evanston to Indiana.
Right. We have to understand what exactly the organizational structure is of this operation.
Well, let's put it this way. Jan Schakowsky rules most of the aldermen in Chicago, West Side, East Side. No, this alderman couldn't pay his rent for 2 years. Didn't pay his rent for 2 years. He was bonded out. I'm gonna submit all the paperwork to you. Now, if something happens to me, I was murdered for my body parts because I'm 72 years, can still do the same thing I did when I was 16 years old. Yes. Peace and love. We out.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam. Okay, so we can stop this. Let me get him.
That's all I'm saying. But like right now, I can go ahead home right now. Now, if I can find his videos on the internet,
Yeah.
I can just listen to him. I know how to pull every single word he said out of it.
Call it for me. Call it. Yes, so he stop this.
Oh, it's not stopped. You gotta learn how to do it. All you gotta do is press
How
this
much
right
did you
here.
say?
Who knows? There you go. This will stop it.